Hey Owl, do you know if students know who we are?
Squirrel, why do you ask such things? They most certainly know. We come around at the end of every semester to help them out, dressed up in their most favorite of all pop culture creations of the day.
Well, I don't know. The other day I heard a student looking at your display and asking, who the gosh darn heck is this funny looking ice owl?
Ice owl? Ice, you say? That is utterly preposterous. Well then, I guess these students are in dire need of some education. Let's show them what we're all about by paying a visit to the very place we were born.
Owl, you don't mean the most magical place on campus.
Why yes, Squirrel, I mean that very place. ASI's Marketing and Design. Let's take a look.
I guess you could say it is kind of like being on a sitcom.
The Office. Got some interesting characters.
It's a lot like working in Leslie Knope's office in Parks and Rec. Kind of wacky environment at times. We have a lot of creative types and a lot of different personalities that come together and make for a fun environment.
I feel like everyone's always like everyone's getting their job done, but at the same time they could like mess around.
We're all kind of a big family. It's great.
We all have a good time, like I said, so.
ASI's All-Night Study is an event we put on every semester around finals time for the students to get some free giveaways, and also the TSU is open 24 hours so you can study all night long.
You get to put on. It's kind of one of the few projects that marketing design puts on themselves. Usually we're designing for other departments, and so this is kind of our baby.
Primarily it's to help students de-stress during these high stressful times where people are cramming in for finals. And so it's just kind of a gateway for students to relax, partake in some activities.
I think the all-night study characters are like owls and squirrels because those are the native animals to Fullerton in Orange County.
We use woodland creatures for all the all-night study campaigns, and they're also the connective thread between every single one. While the themes may change, students will always recognize good old all-night study owl.
The owl's been here forever. The squirrel's been here for midterm madness, and he kind of, moved on in on all-night study as a fellow mascot. The owl represents us, the students, studying all night long, because it's like a night owl, and we're night owls because we're studying all night.
And squirrels are just a part of the forest, and he's cute. We always use woodland creatures, but we kind of use like current pop culture to attract more students.
What we're pitching to them for all-night study is something that they're all going to be into. So right now, what's hot seems to be Stranger Things. So we always like to be referential to pop culture trends.
Stranger Things hit me, and I thought it was a great, idea. The fact that it has a lot of connections to 80s stuff, the possibilities were pretty much limitless.
He reminds me of Marty from Back to the Future. I don't know why, it's just anything about him. And then he has that skateboard in his office.
He definitely reminds me of Marty McFly from Back to the Future. He's an awesome guy and amazing boss.
Doc Scott Martin, Mr. 80s, Mr. Cool.
We talk cats a lot.
Well, Scott really loves to play with stress balls, bounce balls. He's constantly hitting the walls with the ball, and so I can see his office, and all of a sudden I just see a ball go by and the noise of the wall.
He likes weird 80s music, and his favorite movie is Back to the Future. That's pretty cool. Erin is a total bro. She likes motorcycles and black clothing and Rockstar energy drinks.
She's just so animated. She's amazing, and Her interest in music is pretty interesting as well.
Erin Post is a die-hard Nickelback fan.
She rides her scooter to school, to work.
She likes to tell her stories from her old bosses, and they're pretty horrific stories.
Did you know Erin Post does Zumba? She teaches Zumba. She listens to Zumba. She takes Zumba classes. She gives Zumba classes to the students when Scott's not looking.
Zumba, Erin. That's all I could think of. Zumba and Erin.
Art is just the epitome of nerd. Video games, Star Wars, even named his son after Luke Skywalker.
I think it's just his like little goofy smile.
He says, we gotta do this, but then he'll turn around and say something funny, or say something, and it's like, what? Art, what?
He cracks dad jokes. They're kind of funny sometimes.
Cut it out.
Like he's like, oh, you want to see a picture of my baby?
Well, because free stuff, that's one, but come fast. And like the craziness and like all the fun things going around the TSU, it creates a fun environment, and I think it'll impact you positively because it gets rid of a lot of that stress that you used to deal with by yourself when you were in high school or at community college because you didn't have events like these. But here you can kind of unwind and tackle like the hardest 2 weeks of your semester with, you know, a fresh set of eyes. And, you know, I think it'll help anyone who pretty much does it.
It will be fun, and you will get free stuff.
Every college student loves free stuff.
The Demogorgon!